All right. Good morning. It is beautiful, but cold. I don't know how it is wherever you are. Here in Ohio, one of the worst dog states. The worst for mutts, especially pit bulls. Beautiful, but it is cold. I've gotten used to it, but I want to move south sooner than later. Definitely. Okay, everybody. All right, we got 12 people here. Gleam, four-legged plague, ban all dogs in the building. Callie, yes. Lala in the building. Alexander, Veronica. All right, dump dogs. Yes, sir. Dump them. Get them out of here. Real name hidden. Listen. This is sad. So I have to try to get in good spirits before I deal with this disgustingness. Y'all know that. It's better to, you don't want to be too negative because everything about it is negative. Dog nuts, I know there are a few dog nuts. They're going to come in here. They're going to listen. That's good. Potential reforms, right? But this is so disturbing. Now, people who are members, I'm going to make 2 live streams today and some membership videos. And I'm going to do it shortly after this stream. Some story just came out like, I think 13 hours ago. Got to talk about this. And on this video, you see the title, Disease-Ridden Mutts. You know, it feels good to say that. Disease-ridden mutts. Because I am dog free. This is so unnecessary. Isn't it? It is absolutely unnecessary. None of the benefits that they brag about outweigh the safety hazard or the health hazard. Now, I want to start off by pointing out the safety hazard because you can't really appreciate the health hazards unless you're aware of the other hazards. You know, you got to go into that discussion with this in mind. These things bite 5 million people at minimum per year. Over half are kids. You really have to triple or quadruple that number to get a true estimate. Right, we got the numbers. They're the same every year. So we need to stop playing games and look at dogs as a threat to our existence. These things are a threat to our existence. Not just physically, but health, that is physical. But these things, we have no idea how bad they ruin our health. And we won't know until we get rid of all of them. And I guarantee there will be a health revolution when that happens. Revolution. Some doctors might be put out of business. They might lose some patients, some prescriptions. It will be monumental, guaranteed. But this is unnecessary danger. Something has to be so wrong with you as a group. Groups usually don't do stupid things. There are usually people within the group that say, wait, whoa, let's stop this. This is dangerous. This is unhealthy. With the dog nuts, they just swim in danger. And it kills them all the time. People who keep up with dog attacks, you know full well, at least I do, I notice that there's no village mentality. And that's very bad. Humanity on this planet is rooted in a village raising children. And of course, you know, the modern world it prides itself on not following the ways of old. But it's the ways of old that got us here. There's no village. If there were a village mentality, there's no way. When you read or hear about a story of a child being killed, you would feel like that was your child that was killed. If there was a true village mentality. And you wouldn't co-sign with the presence of these worthless mutants. Right? What is it? 800,000 people each year need emergency care treatment. Around 400,000 kids. Was it 20 to 30,000 each year need reconstructive surgery? These things are a physical hazard. Let's get into the health hazards. I know I've covered it before. I'm going to cover it again and a little bit more. I got some other things I want to share with you. I shared some of it with the members. And the members can tell you, this is disgusting. It's disgusting. 110%. We cannot tolerate this. People, I made a post here recently. I said that we're going to have a very low turnover rate. Very low. It's going to be hard, especially after this video. You know, if a former dog nut sees this video, it's going to be very difficult for them to go back to being a dog nut. Nearly impossible. When you got a low turnover rate, you have something that's powerful. Very powerful. And all it requires is that there are enough people on code. That's all it requires. And if people can't get on code for their own kids, if you can't tap into people's sanity for the health and safety of their kids, you know full well they're under a spell. They're under some type of evil, wicked spell, and they cannot snap out of it. We're dealing with a group of people who are literally like Frankensteins. This is more than just propaganda. This is a conditioning of these people's spirit. And that they are literally sacrificing their kids for any mutt. Y'all heard about that boy recently, a couple weeks ago, who was attacked by a dog? Now, I'm going to talk about this in the membership area. They picked those mutts up off the street. Picked them up off the street. Stray dogs they just found on the side of the road somewhere. And this woman had kids, a 7-year-old. And left the boy alone to play with these mutts. And they killed him. These people are literally sacrificing their kids for dogs. They're not sacrificing dogs for the kids, because the kids can't hurt the dogs. This is some sick, evil wickedness. There's going to be a war between good and evil in that respect. Because people who are anti-dog people, we're not going to tolerate the presence of no mutt. We're going to be the first group who refuse to go into the home of people who have dogs. Eventually, the journalists are going to have to say on air, there is a growing number of people who refuse to go inside of homes of people who have dogs. Right? We're just in the beginning stages. Now, as many of you know, dog waste is very unhealthy. It's toxic. Right? And they make this information public all the time. People just don't read. Or they may read and don't care. But I find it hard to be aware of the stuff I'm going to show you here and not care. And if you don't care, you're under a spell. It's worse than gross, it's dangerous. That's what this article says. And of course, we know it's a non-source pollutant, #1 pollutant of our water. In addition to our water systems, dog waste is bad for the rest of the environment. Live Science reports it also can get into the air we breathe. People, and they're not talking about microscopic bacteria only. They're talking about that and literally fecal matter. Fecal matter in the air, people, even outside. Outside. Our air is contaminated by dog waste. You tell me this is not something that will trigger huge social unrest? Once our numbers get big enough, we're not going to keep tolerating these mutants contaminating our society literally. Literally. Can you believe mainstream news does not report on this type of stuff? Isn't that one of the craziest things about this anti-dog movement? That these people, they claim to look for juicy stories. This story is too dangerous. It's far too dangerous for them. They can't risk losing their dog viewers, pro-dog viewers. Crazy stuff. So this is serious, right? A recent study of air samples in Cleveland and Detroit found that 10 to 50% of the bacteria came from dog waste in the air, people. And let me tell you, whenever they give these estimates, it's usually much larger. It's usually much larger. See, what they do is put out the lowest estimates possible. And if the lowest estimates is still too big, they go with a low estimate. They don't want to trigger public outrage, or instability. If it said 90%, that'd be a problem. They want to make it seem minute. But be careful, like I said, when they say stuff like 10 to 50%, because only one sample could have been 10% contaminated, whereas all the rest were 50% contaminated. I don't trust that. Again, I believe they try to dumb the severity or the hazards that dogs pose to humans. I believe they try to dumb it down. Be on the lookout for some rogue doctor who comes public and reveals just how dangerous dogs are to our health. Right? Okay. Big fur allergy organizations. Okay. Make note of that. Yeah, drop it all in the chat box. I'll be sure to review it. Everything that I don't catch during the stream. Now, people, you see the title of this article. Tell me, how do you think fecal matter got on everything? You're not going to tell me that it came from me. 10 things you had no idea were actually covered in fecal matter. They're not talking about microscopic bacteria here. Not really. No. Restaurant menus, kitchen sponge, office coffee mug, remote control, McDonald's touch screens, the air. People, if it's in the air, then it's on everything. There's no way it could just migrate to these areas without getting on every single thing. Even when they tell you the truth, they try to dumb it down. Now, they gave an explanation for all of these, but I wanted to include this one. the air. Yep, you're breathing in some nasty bacteria too. You see that? That means that means they're not talking about microscopic fecal matter. They're talking about visible, real, straight up fecal matter that you're inhaling. And it's in the air. People, it's airborne. You telling me this not a national emergency? Ain't it crazy? These mainstream outlets don't want to talk about this? Wow. Really? Bacteria, plentiful. A study published in Applied Environmental Microbiology found that airborne bacteria is plentiful and could even trigger asthma and allergies. In urban areas, dog waste added a surprising amount of bacteria to the air. Y'all see that? Do y'all see that? In urban areas, dog waste added a surprising amount of bacteria to the air. Most people live in urban areas. So these things are affecting the majority of the population. What's it, something like, if anybody has Google the percentage of Americans who live in urban areas. It's like 80%, if I'm not mistaken. If not more, of us live in urban areas. So this is affecting almost the entire population. This is insane. Insane. Wow. Swimming pool. Okay. So if it's in your swimming pool, it's all over you. Every surface of your body, in the air, in your lungs. We have no idea how sick this is making us. Inhaling dog waste. And dogs are the nastiest creatures on the planet. Look at how many, look, you can do your research. Fecal matter on almost everything. Again, how did it get there? It is through that dander. This all in the air. And it's the reason why it's in the air outside is because dogs release dander outside. Just like they release it in the house. That's why dander is airborne all in people's homes and on everything. They're talking about dog waste. And they're not specifying it here. Some articles actually do, some don't. There is no benefit that dogs offer humans that is worth a trade-off like this. What? Laughable. Laughable. When they try to project dogs as beneficial to humans. Stop it. And listen to what they wrote. Any item that you touch regularly is likely to contain some level of fecal matter or bacteria. Fecal matter bacteria. So literal fecal matter. How's it getting there? Dog dander. Boy, oh boy. This is nasty. Dog nuts, I'm talking to you. This is nasty. What is wrong with you? Do you really think it's worth it? You have no idea how much healthier you may be if you got rid of that worthless mutt. It is worthless. It only hurts you. Does no good for you. Go rub on a teddy bear. One study found that 1 in 6 cell phones were contaminated with fecal matter. Man, they called special attention to baby toys and baby cribs, computer keyboards, toothbrushes, and a large number of other everyday items in the home. How is it getting there? Huh? Dog dander. These worthless, nasty mutts are releasing fecal matter into the air. that we breathe. Soak that in. Soak that in, you dog nuts. Soak that in, you nasty. Are you really proud of being that nasty? And you look at people sideways who don't want to be around these things, who don't want to come inside your home. Oh my goodness. Dog pollution. Study finds fecal bacteria in the air. These are all different articles. Air you breathe is laced with dog poop bacteria. People, they're telling us we got to credit these journalists. They're telling us. They're not keeping this a secret. They're giving us enough information. This is why I still got hope. Some amount of hope in the human family. You got to look at all these kids in your society as your own. You want your kids, your babies, inhaling dog fecal matter? Man, you don't care about yourself, not even that much. The scoop. Some airborne bacteria may come from dog poop. Man, all of it. How do we know? All of it. This is disturbing. This is disturbing. Bacteria from dog feces floating in the air. People, man, I need help. Please, somebody take over. Take over the live stream, please. This is a hard pill to swallow. Wow. Just floating in the air, huh? Why? Because of dogs. Yeah, we love our dogs. Team of researchers studied 100 air samples. Boy, again, they're referring to the Cleveland-Detroit study. This is horrible. Even the American Kennel Club has admitted to it. In their allergy section, for most people with dog allergies, dog fur isn't the issue, according to a doctor. It's not necessarily the fur, but the dander. Now, followers of this channel, you know, I've said this many times. Well, I haven't said it. I've revealed the information. I didn't make the discovery. But it's common sense. You can see dander airborne. If the light is right, you know you're breathing it in. You walk across the carpet, it's going airborne. And that's what causes allergic reaction, because your body does not like inhaling fecal matter. Don't tell me that I got an oversensitive immune system when it reacts to it, as if I'm better off just getting used to it like you. People, y'all know dog nuts, they get sick. These are the sickest people on the planet. And when they get sick, it's far more severe. Far more. Many people have left comments on this channel in different videos talking about how dogs have made them sick or the kids sick. And once they got dogs out of the picture, they were a lot healthier. Crazy stuff. So dander is the tiny bits of skin that are shed from the dog. This dander often ends up combined with other allergens, like proteins found in the dog's urine, feces, and saliva. Our body does not like inhaling feces, urine, and saliva. And your body is doing its job when it responds or reacts to it. Don't let these people tell you you got an oversensitive immune system. That's just the problem. Like I said, how do we know exactly how sick these things are making us? When the things that we are aware of are really unbelievable. Mind-boggling stuff. The most common zoonotic diseases from dogs. So dogs infect us with all of this. They bring into the picture a set of infections, diseases. Here they are. And I don't even think this is a complete list. Imagine how many more illnesses they actually cause. They said that a new disease emerges in the United States 3 to 4 times a year. Did y'all know that? A new zoonotic disease. I'm sorry, I forgot to screenshot that. You can look it up. How often, y'all got Google, y'all smart. How often zoonotic diseases emerge in the United States? 3 to 4, that's a lot. And the CDC told us that some 75% of new diseases are zoonotic. So that's the majority of the new diseases that emerge. So this list could be very long, 2-3 years from now, maybe longer than this actually right now. Look, this is not okay. Ringworm, salmonella, all this stuff, stop it. How many people are affected that we know of? Norovirus, 19 to 21 million cases. Vomiting, diarrhea, illness. Like I said in the other extreme. How do we know dogs are not contributing to all of these cases? They admit to us that we catch it from dogs. But how do we know 100% is not from dogs? 900 deaths in the United States alone every year. 109,000 hospitalizations. 465,000 ER visits. Mostly young children. Again, this is a child sacrificial cult. 2.2 million, over 2.2 million outpatient clinic visits annually. That's a huge chunk. That's a lot of people. Just for one infection, people. Can you imagine? This is on top of the fecal matter we inhaling. We have no idea how that's bogging our immune system down. You know how they say in the cold, your body is less capable of fighting off infections? That's why a lot of people get sick. Well, I'm sure this reduces our ability to fight off infections as well. And that's why dog nuts get sicker than dogs. They be on the edge of death when they get sick. I can't remember the last time I've been sick like that. Oh, it was since I stayed away from these worthless mutts. Ain't this sad? This is crazy sad, man. Unbelievable stuff. Yeah, not even local vets know anything about zoonotic diseases. Barely even the doctor knows. Doctors meant to treat humans. Yeah. Man. And they always come into contact. You notice how they say a lot of diseases are spread when humans come into contact with dog waste, as if you accidentally touch it. No, that's not how you come into contact with it. It's in the air. And these illnesses are caused because these dog nuts, or these dogs, releasing their fecal matter, urine, and saliva in the air we breathe. That's the worst kind of contact. You might be better off just touching it. Inhaling it. My goodness. This is a national emergency. I don't need no doctor to get on television to tell me this. Is that not right? I don't need no doctor to tell me that we should not be inhaling dog urine, fecal matter, and saliva. Ridiculous. Dogs are a major reservoir of zoonotic infections. As we all know, dogs transmit several viral and bacterial diseases to humans. We need to take this kind of stuff, this kind of information serious. How, to what extent is my question? Zoonotic disease is transmitted to humans by infected saliva, aerosols, contaminated urine, feces, direct contact with the dog. So, direct contact with the dog. It's got fecal matter all over it. Its waste is making us sick. It's from the CDC. Leptospirosis is another one, infection. 100 to 150 cases reported in the United States annually. There you go. That's as good as it gets for you dog nuts. Hang your hat on that, right? We had 21 million here, but leptospirosis, 100 to 150 cases annually. You better enjoy that. Throw your party over that, because it's about to get a lot worse here. Another one, Lyme disease. About 476,000 Americans each year, right? Salmonella, 1.35 million cases in the United States every year. 26,500 hospitalizations, 420 deaths. How do we know that it's not 95% dogs, 5% food? How do we know? We don't. We got to get rid of these things to know exactly how bad they impair our health. Even people who don't own dogs are infected. These mutts got their fecal matter floating in the air, along with the bacteria. Can you imagine all the sinus issues we have? That's probably where it's coming from. You inhaling mutt bacteria, fecal matter, and the bacteria from the fecal matter. Good Lord. Man, how y'all doing? Y'all all right so far? Yeah, this is nasty. This is disgusting. It's embarrassing too. You think we're smarter than this? You know? You would think we were smarter than this. This is terrible. Here's another one. Can't even pronounce this one. Right? Knock yourself out here. 1 million cases. What is it? Giardia? Lamblia? What? Intestinal parasite. Okay? So they transmit worms in us as well. 1 million cases. It could be more people. This is just the people who go to the hospital and it gets discovered. You know how many people who just don't know, don't care, don't go to the hospital? How do you find worms inside of somebody who's not getting checked anyways? I know you might secrete them, but you got the tiny worms. Some people don't even examine their waste. Just flush the toilet. These mutts, man, this is nasty. This is nasty. 1 million cases? Campylobacter. 1.5 million cases. Let me show y'all something. Let's take a break. Let's take a break here real quick. Let's look at this. I want to hammer the nastiness home here on this beautiful day. Right? This is going to be a good weekend for me. No matter what happens tonight, those of you who follow my MMA channel, let's take a look at how nasty these things actually are. Okay, what's going on?
Dogs and cats can get infected with roundworm eggs and larvae or dog.
Okay, let me pause it. Just in case there was some lagging.
Dogs and cats can get infected with roundworm eggs and larvae almost anywhere. They can pick up worm eggs from their surroundings as they rummage around. The eggs are swallowed and enter the gut, where larvae hatch from the worm eggs. Depending on the animal's age and the strength of its immune system, the larvae penetrate the intestinal wall and embark on their migration through the body. They enter the blood vessels and are carried in the bloodstream to various organs.
They enter the blood vessels. They do the same thing in the human body. They even get in your eyeball. These things can travel anywhere in your body. burrowing holes.
These organs are damaged by the migratory movements of the
And they travel in the blood system to your vital organs.
damaged by the migratory movement through the body. They enter the blood vessels and are carried in the bloodstream to various organs.
To various organs.
These organs are damaged by the migratory
The
movement.
organs are damaged. You know how sometimes our organs just shut down? Dogs might contribute to the deterioration of our organs, man. This is serious.
Worm larvae. In young animals, the larvae often travel to the liver and then to the lungs.
Travel to your liver. What many believe the most vital organ in your body. Unbelievable.
By the blood
and your lungs.
Stream. From here, they reach the trachea, are coughed up, swallowed, and travel through the esophagus to the intestine, where they settle and develop into mature egg-laying adults. Adult worms can produce up to 200,000 eggs daily.
200,000 eggs daily.
The worm eggs, which are invisible to the naked eye, are excreted in the animal's feces. They're able to survive for several years in the soil and act as a source of infection for other animals.
Several years. And act as a source of infection to other animals. These things, these mutants, are disgusting. You see how they said dogs and cats? These people don't want to single dogs out. But you see every time they show an animal, they're showing a dog.
Some of the worm larvae migrating around the body do not return to the intestine. They become encapsulated, mainly in the muscles, and enter a state of dormancy. These arrested larvae in the muscles are the reason why worms are transmitted from the bitch to her pups. During the final trimester of pregnancy, the dormant larvae are reactivated by hormones. They travel to the uterus via the bloodstream and infect the unborn pups. Other larvae reach the mammary gland via the bloodstream. Newborn puppies and kittens can then be infected through their mother's milk.
Wow. Wow. This is dog nut nastiness. Dog nut nastiness. How nasty is that? How disgusting is that? Are you proud of yourselves, dog nuts? Are you proud of yourselves? This is absurd. This is scary stuff, seriously. Seriously, all jokes aside, this is very scary. Right? Shout out to Jonathan Payne and Callie in the super chat. Shout out to Richard Monroe in the super chat. This is it should be embarrassing for them, but they probably don't care. And this is why you can't date them. Because you can't kiss them. You cannot. You cannot. Our masks are our best friends right now. Once you become enlightened, you don't mind the mask. Right? I want to go to a state where it's mandatory. Everybody, you got to wear a mask. Cryptosporidium, 75,000 people. Diarrhea. Man, oh man. Google how many people die from diarrhea each year. Can you imagine how sick these things are making us? Unbelievable. Right? What is this? Concerning organisms infected by roundworms. Roundworms. Add another 10,000 children. Okay, 10,000. Oh my, that is nasty. About 10,000 children in the U.S. alone infected every year by roundworms. That's just one type of worm, people. Oh my goodness. Wow, disgusting. Disgusting. This is why there's going to be a growing number of people who refuse to go in homes, refuse to date, refuse to touch, refuse to get too close to Yeah, please stay 6 feet away from me. Remember, I told y'all, I shared that information about how people with dogs, they go to work and contaminate the air at their job. Yeah, stay 6 feet away because you got a cloud of dog feces floating around you. Your nasty, nasty home is so riddled with dog feces. You brought it into the store. You brought it to work. Stay 6 feet away. I like these mandates. Go ahead, put the mask on. Practice social distancing. 100%. Medical Journal of Medicine and Life. Based on the WHO, every year between 30,000 and 70,000 deaths occur throughout the world due to rabies infection. Dogs are the major animal reservoir for rabies infections because they're the most violent. They are most likely to attack and bite. That's why. Unbelievable stuff. What about fungi? Staph infection. Fighters get staph infection all the time. 100% of these cases could be from dogs. When you're talking about dogs are in 65% of human homes in this country, you're basically adopting all of their diseases and sharing it with them. And when you consider the fact that they're literally sharing their most intimate spaces with them, their beds, their furniture, they're exchanging saliva with them every single day, touching on them this is so nasty. This is so nasty. You dog nuts. If you're not ashamed of yourself, I'm ashamed that you're not ashamed. I feel sorry for your inability to feel ashamed. That's sad. I'm not trying to be funny or sarcastic either. That's sad. You don't care about you literally don't. Not only do you not care about yourself, you're just trying to kill yourself. Clearly, just playing Russian roulette with your existence. This is foul on so many levels. Ringworm. And it kills people. Fungi kills people. Millions globally. While deadly fungal infections kill over 1 million people every year, superficial ones such as ringworm, athlete's foot, and dandruff can affect 1 to 2 billion people annually. That's worldwide. So this is a major problem. Now this is really bad. This is really bad. People, this is only in the United States. This is a good way to cap off this list. Unbelievable. Let me increase the size of this text. I want y'all to see this. But many of these parasites are uncommon in the United States. Americans may come into contact with them when traveling to certain countries. Pinworms are the most common roundworm infection in the United States, affecting 20 to 42 million people, many of them children. What do you mean, uncommon? So whatever parasites are common, this is just talking about all parasites. Affect 20 to 42 million? What are you talking about? Just the people you found them in. These doctors not out here checking the entire population. This is... Oh my goodness. Dogs living in apartment complexes. Oh man. Oh my goodness. These things are killing us. In a nutshell, they're torturing us. There's no telling how many of our problems can be traced back to dogs. But you see, these scientists will never reveal that information. They will never do it. The dog industry will get into the pockets of any and everybody. And so they'll keep them quiet. Unbelievable. So what is this? Stanford University. There are an estimated 300 million cases of scabies in the United States. Around 1 million cases in the United States each year. And scabies are nasty, people. A scaby rash, that is disgusting. So, all of these diseases, I added up the number that they're giving to us. And I came up with 69,086,150 of the cases that are known. It's people who went to the hospital got checked. It's very likely that there's an even larger number that hasn't been checked. If only 1 out of every 3 to 4 people who were bitten by a dog actually report it, we can say the same thing about this. So multiply that by 3 to 4. This is a national emergency. National emergency. All diseases, infections combined, and there may be some that I've left out. That's the thing. Come up with 69, almost 70 million people per year. That's scary. That's scary. And can y'all believe? Let's really talk about how nasty these worthless, ugly mutants are. Right? We haven't gotten deep enough yet. This is nasty. This is disappointing. It's infuriating. And like I shared in the membership area, can you believe that these people get off on watching their dogs defecate? I will not show the actual videos. This is disgusting. Y'all know what a dog defecating look like. These people actually upload the videos or record their dog doing it, upload it, and they get a bunch of views. 60,000 views, 29,000, 156,000, and that was just 2 years ago. 2.7 million. Ain't this nasty? This is disgusting. This is disgusting. As toxic as they told us dog waste is, these people get off on just watching their dogs defecate. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Talk about being out of your mind and just totally out of your mind. Also showed, somebody emailed this to me. Shout out to people who send the emails. I still got some more things to share. Somebody emailed this to me. I didn't know anything about it. As toxic as dog waste is, look at how they're trying to condition the future generation to get off on dog waste.
It's the new Doggy Doo Corgi. Feed him.
Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute. It's called Doggy Doo. It's a toy. It's a toy about dog waste. It's for kids.
It's the new Doggy Doo Corgi. Feed him. Roll the die and give it a squeeze. Till Doggy Doos. If you want to be a winner, you're gonna need the two Doggy Doo Corgi from Goliath.
Oh, man. Lord. People, they're targeting your kids. They are targeting your kids. We cannot accept this. Cannot accept this. Shout out to Deanna Rivera. It is my pleasure. Anybody who makes a petition, I will share it. 100%. This is not like usual channels who try to keep the people who don't have many followers down. No, it's not about that. People who have channels, if you know of other people who make a channel, some people who have a very small following, I highly recommend you put them in your suggestions list like I have. You know, it's about spreading the message and growing the anti-dog population. That's what it's about. People, can y'all believe they have made a toy celebrating dog waste? Is that not the most brain dead, brain damaged? And this is a group of people, a group of dog nuts. Who came up with this? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So this stuff is killing us, and these people seem to get off on the substance, the waste released from these mutants that contaminate the very air that we breathe. This is a national emergency. Now, I showed this in the membership area. Very disturbing stuff.
See, there is a dog from Mexico who doesn't have hair called a Xoloitzcuintli. That's what they're called, or a Mexican hairless dog. And out they come now.
Oh, wow.
Oh, there's actually no hair on here. Actually no hair on them, absolutely. So these are a very old primitive breed from about 3,500 years ago in Central America. And they used to live with the Maya and the Aztecs.
It feels like an elephant.
Yeah.
That mutt is sniffing around looking for something to eat.
Absolutely. Maybe we can bring him around to meet the
How do you keep him warm in winter? Do you have to put little jackets on him and stuff?
Yes. Tell them where he sleeps. He sleeps in bed.
Don't they all?
Exactly. He has pajamas.
Oh, yes.
Oh, isn't that gorgeous? This is what happens when you work with animals on life bag.
We do. We need a doggy bag. We might.
Lord. Oh, man. People. Did y'all notice that woman... Let me show that again.
Oh, isn't that gorgeous?
Y'all see that? So as this dog was taking a dump, she bent over and kissed it as it was taking a dump. This is a very uncomfortable stream. You may have also noticed that the other woman kneeled down to get a little closer to the excrement. And I think she intentionally did that. She didn't want to act grossed out. So she said, let me get a little closer to this excrement and let me rub this mutt as it takes a dump. This is the type of nastiness you got to see to believe. You got to see it to believe it. This is so mind-boggling. It's like disturbing. This is like disturbing level disgustingness. You know, I could have done without ever seeing that in my life. It's unfortunate I've seen it. But I mean, it's good that I know. I'm aware of how nasty it gets. But man, oh man. Man, oh man. Let's move on. Let's move on, shall we? And as you know, I talk about a lot. I think it's important to remind people, especially on a stream like this, of what the CDC is willing to admit. 6 out of every 10 known infectious diseases in people can be spread from animals. 3 out of every 4 new emerging infectious diseases in people come from animals. 75% of all new infectious diseases in people come from dogs. We know how animals is interchangeable with dogs. How about mutts? Huh? Thank you, CDC. Come from mutts. This is serious. This is serious. It's only a matter of time before some rogue media outlet unleashes the cannon, and this just goes like wildfire through the population. This is next level disgustingness. Next level. If they're coming from animals, 75% are coming from animals, and dogs are in 65% of our home. Where do you think it's coming from? If dog excrement is literally flying in the air and we're inhaling it, where do you think it's primarily coming from? I would say exclusively. Nothing is as nasty as these things. This is unreal. And because of this, this is what they wrote. CDC works 24/7 to protect people from... No. If you did, you tell them to get rid of their dogs. But nobody wants to do that because the dog industry is extremely lucrative. Extremely. This is dangerous stuff. Man, oh man. There are plenty of sources that reveal it as well. In summary, the blog discovered an average rate of 3 per year. Infectious disease emergence. See? On average, 3 new diseases per year. This is unbelievable. You know, especially in this COVID era. Why aren't we... Now, there's been some parts of the world where people have gotten rid of dogs. Now, remember, they got rid of their dogs during the Black Plague. Because they knew that's where it was coming from. Talking about fleas. It's because the dogs had fleas. They wasn't taking care of dogs like that back then. They killed the dogs because they knew the dogs were spreading it to them. These things have always kept us sick. Always. And I cannot believe that this primitive lifestyle is still alive and well and going stronger than it ever has. In a society is supposed to be intellectually advanced. Don't make me laugh. If you think that, you don't know what true intelligence is. True intelligence is not making no little gadget or no little device. Get out of here. You arrogant. Arrogant if you believe that. This is intelligence. People are out of their minds. As an integral part of a family, look at this. Pet dander. What is it? Part of the family, few things, blah, blah. When dander, saliva, urine, or sweat from a pet is released into the air, those positive benefits can become less enjoyable if allergy symptoms are triggered. Really? There are no benefits. There are no benefits in having a dog in your house. None whatsoever. It's only a hindrance. Unbelievable. Now, oh my goodness. Talk about an uncomfortable live stream. Man, oh man. But this is the nastiness, man. You dog nuts, this is what you're doing. That we had no idea. At least I didn't.
Hi everybody, this is a fun way to help you.
And she said, you see the lies and deception? Ugh.
Hi everybody, this is a fun way to help your dog poop, and it's not such a horrible thing. And we're going to make it fun for Gracie. We just take a little Q-tip, and you can either put it around their little anal area.
Okay, that's enough. That's enough. She sticks a Q-tip in the dog's behind to help it take a dump. My goodness. My goodness. Unfortunately as well, when these dogs are puppies, these people go through a period where they potty train these things. And many of them are right there physically helping the dog to defecate. This one is in the house, inside the home. The bacteria and fecal matter literally goes airborne. That's why these people get sick as a dog. They get sick as a absolute mutt. This making them sick. They become just as nasty and contaminated as these nasty mutts. This is painful stuff, man. Painful stuff. Yes, 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 this is real. Sickening stuff. Shout out to Matthew Lyons in the super chat. So everyday dogs attack. As much as we are distracted by rubbish in the media, brainwashing has the population. One day the power behind this influence will fail. Yes. And hopefully very soon. Very soon. I don't like to see so many people duped. Like it's hard to accept, you know? So many, and you got to keep in mind, a lot of people who are not dog owners, they don't mind dogs. You know? They'll still go into, oh my goodness. It's so unfortunate. If we ever want to be an intelligent nation, we got to get rid of these things. It's that simple. We got to get rid of these things. This is not cute. All of these stupid pictures, this is nothing cute about this. This is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And it has to stop. Okay. Now I hope you'll all be able to join me later tonight. So I will be going live again. And once, I'm going to go for it twice tomorrow as well. Have a bunch of things. As you can see, this is at 130 slides, a whole bunch. Man, it's probably about, well, some of them are blank. Well, I got some more stuff here. Yeah, I'm doing a lot of stuff. Just bear with me. If you sent emails, just bear with me. Oh, people, I'm glad this stream is over. I'm glad this stream is over. I will see the members here in a couple hours or so. Talk about this story here. Y'all be safe. Please be safe. Be clean. Don't go around these people. Don't go in their home. Don't get in their car. Don't get in their car. Stay clean. Stay healthy. Stay safe as we continue with this crusade against these nasty, worthless mutants and their nasty, nasty enabling owners.